So this is the specimen of the stomach. Now see the stomach, we can tell about the parts. This is the cardiac orifice. When you can palpate the cardiac orifice, you won't find any sort of sphincter or any sort of circular muscle is there. Okay, the physiologically in the cardiac orifice there is a sphincter, but anatomically we cannot palpate it. But there below it you can feel this is a pyloric orifice. The pyloric orifice, when you will palpate, you can see there is a sphincter is there. Okay, that is formed by the deep fiber of the longitudinal muscle, which is taking inward turn with the circular muscle, that is the inner layer of the muscularis mucosa, muscular layer of the stomach. Okay, so by this it is forming a sphincter. So this is the pyloric orifice. So the cardiac orifice directed towards the right side and little bit upward, and the pyloric orifice is directed also towards the right side, but it is below it. Now the curvature extending from the cardiac orifice to the pyloric orifice is the lesser curvature, and the greater curvature continues from the cardiac notch. You can see this is the cardiac orifice, and here you can feel the depression. This depression is the cardiac notch. So from the cardiac notch, the greater curvature extend till the pylorus. Okay, now when this is the cardiac notch, now I will draw a horizontal line extending from the cardiac notch towards the greater curvature. So line, this is the line. Okay, the above portion will be the fundus and below will be the body. Now this is the body of the stomach. Now here you can see this angle, this angulation, you can see there is a depression. Okay, now this angle is incisura angularis, which is the most dependent part of the lesser curvature. Now the vertical line extending from the incisura angularis or the oblique line towards the greater curvature, the part above it will be the body and below it will be the pylorus. The total length of the pylorus is 10 centimeter. Now pylorus is divided into three parts: pyloric antrum, pyloric canal, and the pyloric orifice. 7.5 centimeter is the pyloric antrum, 2.5 is the pyloric canal, and the pyloric orifice. Now here you can see that the pyloric antrum will be continuous as a pyloric canal. Now in between the antrum and canal you can see this is the depression. So there is a depression is there. This is the depression. So this depression is known as a sulcus intermedius, which divides the pyloric antrum with the pyloric canal. From the lesser curvature we will have the attachment of the lesser omentum, and from the greater curvature we will have the attachment of the greater omentum. Now the anastomosis with the left gastric artery and the right gastric artery taking place within the lesser omentum, and the anastomosis between the left gastroepiploic artery and the right gastroepiploic artery is taking place within the greater omentum. So the lesser curvature is forming the right border of the stomach, and the greater curvature is forming the left border of the stomach. Now talking about the quadrant of the abdomen it occupies, when we will place it, this stomach in the anatomical position, then we can see that it occupies the epigastric region. Okay, then it will occupy the left hypogastric region, and it will occupy the few portion of the umbilical region also. So the clinical significance of knowing the quadrant is that if we are getting any sort of pain in the epigastrium or the umbilical or in the hypogastric region, that is the left hypogastric region, that means the pain is coming from the from viscera, that will be the stomach. I am not telling that only the pain is coming from the stomach. The many visceras are occupying the quadrant, but we can see that it can come in a differential diagnosis, that maybe the pain may be coming from the stomach. Now about the interior of the stomach, you can see there are longitudinal folds are there. This all are the longitudinal as well as the oblique muscle fold is there. Okay, now see, this is the pyloric region, this is the pyloric area. Now this I have told you that in the pyloric region what happens, the outermost layer of the muscle coating is the longitudinal muscle coat. Now this longitudinal muscle coat will divide into the superficial and the deep part. Now what happens, the superficial longitudinal muscle will continues with the duodenum below. okay, and the deep fiber will take the inward turn inside and it will merge with the inner layer of the muscle, that is the circular muscle, okay. And now the circular muscle along with the deep fiber or longitudinal will form a pyloric sphincter. So this is the sphincter, you can see this is the sphincter. So that's why the anatomically we can get the pyloric sphincter very distinctively, but in the cardiac orifice we are not getting it. The reason behind it is what? You can see this is the cardiac orifice. We are not getting any sort of sphincter because the longitudinal muscle and the circular muscle, the both are continuous with the esophagus above. So there is no inward turn is taking place, so there is no formation of any sphincter. Now see, in the gastric, in the lesser curvature area, what we are seeing a canal is there. So this is the gastric canal, okay. And now you can see there is a mucosal infoldings. Now these all mucosal infoldings are known as the gastric ruga, okay, the rugosities of the gastric musculature. So this is the gastric ruga, and in this gastric ruga only the ducts of the gastric glands will open.